Okay, good evening, everyone. So today we are the Seekers Rebellion Volume 3, and we have me, Beyond, along with my co-caster, Ed, 199000621. So hi, Ed.
Hi, yeah, this is my first time casting, so I hope to enjoy this experience.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
I mean it's quite a casual thing for us. So Seekers been going on for quite a while, revival by finalists. So we are currently in Volume 3, which is also probably the last volume, right? Since uh unless we are going to do like a bit more for the next couple of weeks. But for now, we are in volume 3. We are currently in the top 4. So we have Dawnbreaker's Blum up against LS One Ruler. And of
yeah,
course, we can talk a little bit about their decks.
yeah. So
Maybe,
DB Blam brought Lion Haven, Machina Porter, and also Mid Sword. But Mid Sword has been banned by Elstorm Ruler, and Elstorm Ruler brought Spellboost Rune, Mag Blood, and Mag Shadow, but got his Mag Shadow banned. So Beyond, who do you think is advantage in this position? Oh, it
uh,
seems like
yeah.
the match
So
is starting.
yeah,
So let's
correct.
just
So
proceed.
the match is gonna start. But in terms of like who I think is favored, it's very hard to tell, right? I mean, cause for one, the common ban, which is like sword, is being banned. Of course, usually people always see sword as
I
I
bring
mean, they
unto
always see
you
like shadow and sword as
serenity.
like the cousins of each other. So if you're not
Yeah,
playing
let me
sword, then
warm
most
up
likely
for a
shadow is like kind of like your
spell.
sword replacement in a way that you're kind of like playing board and then you like try and outvalue your opponent and then go for like a combo-ish kind of win towards the end.
Yeah. So this Spellboost Rune they play Vesper as well. I thought it would have been actually it feels more like a burn rune list rather than a Spellboost rune list. So guess it was our mistake over here.
Yeah, but then again, nowadays they are just called spell boost due to the recent SVO in Southeast Asia where Kyo top with the burn variant. Of course,
Yeah.
Kyo didn't play Ryo and Solomon. But over time, people just realized that you could actually try and squeeze in a Ryo because it just provides a lot of better end game pressure, especially once you resolve Ryo. Whatever
Let
you top
us
deck
end
off,
this war.
after Ryo, things like Embracers, your Zealots, your Truth Educations, they are all like very highly boosted. So it's like better than trying to boost things over and over again over the time. Of course, the gas is lesser as compared to the burn variant. You also lack spells like Wind Blast. People are cutting Wind Blast for cards like Conjured Golems and things like that.
Yeah, the tempo from Conjure Golem really helps the matchup quite well, and I think right now we can see that. Hmm.
Right. So just looking at this matchup, right? So between
Guns
the
speak.
I guess you can call
You
it
just
spell
gotta
boost
listen.
rune up against the portal. Game plan is quite straightforward, right? Because portal is also quite a bot centric deck, and whereas spell boost is a very I would say it's closer to combo. So the game plan for Rune is either you try and control the bot until you have greatly
I
boosted
will
cards,
never
and then you
lose
try and
heart.
out tempo them and win from there, or you just like kind of just find a good window of
Here we
opportunity
go.
where you think you have a lot of burn in hand, and then you just try and
If
like
it has
race for
come
the win.
to this, I will fight.
Yeah, but
Prepare
so
yourself.
I think right now we can see one of the
This
weaknesses of
world
rune
wants to
cards
be
because
purged.
the border side has already created a fairly large board, and they have a very hard time clearing all of them.
Delta
The
Cannon,
rune side is
fire.
forced to leave some of these followers alive, and I'm not so sure whether it will come to bite the rune in the end.
Right. So with this, the straightforward play seems to be like the displacer bot as well, like providing
Bang.
accelerator. Because this is still kind of like the artifact slash
Begin.
mech kind of deck, right? So
Yeah.
in ultimately, you still need to try and like get the accelerator out, do your usual artifact shenanigans, and then
Lane.
try and cycle,
It
get more
feels so
gas, put a lot of
cold.
pressure, and then try and win from there.
Yeah. So now let's see what does he decide to boost? Will it be the Zealot or the Solomon?
Yeah. Okay. So Solomon's only boosted at one so far. From my knowledge, not really my
Show me
knowledge,
what
but
you
from my
can do.
experience, people sometimes don't mind boosting Solomon to like maybe 3. Like 3 is a nice amount because as long as your Seal or Solomon is like the cost is like between 4 and 5, it's like kind of playable. Where instead of like, you know, you just get the DC right away and there's at 7 and it makes things very clunky when you want to try and like play off with another card.
Yeah, and there's also the point that he already has 1 Ryo in hand, so there's really no need for them to get a Seal of Solomon that quickly.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to rush for it. Of course now you can always keep Solomon for, you know, just tutoring another like Zealot, for example.
Yeah. So do you think in this matchup it's worth to use the Seal of Solomon to tutor Clark?
I guess when push comes to shove and I mean it does kind of cost 0. I guess it's still okay, especially if you can kind of you boost into a Clark, you reset your PP, and then you start out tempoing by putting like a lot of like you can play like subsequent spells and then you out tempo with like double Zealots. You know, that kind of like huge plays where you're kind of like half cheating by playing more than 10 PP per turn kind of thing.
Yeah, especially double Truth Education in 1 turn, that really hurts.
Speak. You just gotta listen.
Yeah, but of course, we need to note that, of course, L1 Ruler doesn't really have the luxury of time because, like in most portal decks, there's always the threat of Maisha, and as long as the evolution is not blown, you know, the artifact player can always have that threat in hand. So that's one other thing to consider about.
Yeah, correct. And I don't think in the current spell boost list anyone runs any wards other than Truth Education. So that's the only thing. But I think one benefit is that Truth Education is usually a very beefy ward, and I don't think Portal has anything they can use to destroy both the ward and use Maisha for the litter in the very same turn.
I guess the only time is if you're able to accelerate them and clear wards and somehow keep your PP up, right? But then again, with the lack of Deus Ex Machina, you can't really be gaining 2 PP a turn, so it's kind of tough. Yeah, so this is kind of like the tempo play. Of course, L1 Ruler can now have the option to go and evolve the Zealot of Truth and like, you know, push 5, have a 5/7 board. Makes it kind of tough to remove as well for the opposing player.
Yeah, but personally, I might actually choose to reserve it for the Ryo instance, if there just in case there's a need to. Committing to it now seems like a very risky play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he has a very overwhelming advantage as well, right? And yeah, of course, your cards like Julius, which, you know, if you actually post Evo it, it's actually pretty huge as well.
Yeah.
Right, so that's pretty good removal. The fact there's a rush means that, you know, he kind of saved the evolution point as well. Maisha's sitting in the hand already, and that doesn't bode very well for L1.
So he's on the clock now, and he drew a truth. So that's a bit unfortunate because you want the truth in your hand in the deck until you play Ryo. Usually,
unless you get it early and you have been boosting all along, then that's kind of fine as well.
Yeah, but when it's so close to turn, and to turn 7 and you haven't drawn it, it's like it's better to stay in the deck. Unfortunately, he drew it, so there's going to be one very slow Truth Education.
Yeah, of course, on the bright side, there's 2 more copies in the deck, so hopefully he gets to draw it. The only other problem, of course, now is as Ruler is kind of running out of gas. He doesn't have cards like Fate's Hand, you know, Magic Missiles to try and like cycle and draw more cards over time. So he is kind of in a predicament, but of course, Blum, on the other hand, he doesn't really have a lot of dead portal cards yet, right? I think he kind of have like about maybe 7 at this point. So even then, the Maisha threat isn't really there as of now.
So he actually already has 9 dates, and he has 3 on board. So if he kills them, he will have 12 dates, and that will mean that it's only 1 shot for a Maisha litter.
I have seen thy truth.
Right. So yeah, this is the annoying turn where. The other problem for Rune is that when they don't draw their removals like turn after turn, and due to the fact they have the lack of board wipe, it's kind of bad for them. Like this is pretty much a board that I don't think you can even deal with it right now.
Yeah, I think, and getting Solomon here's not really that good because he doesn't really have much things to spell boost with also.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably over for the rune side, and I think it's safe to say that the porter side will be taking this one.
Yeah, I mean we have to see what Solomon pulls out as well, right?
Miracles are born by my hand.
Okay, so Zealot means that you can kind of double trade, along with the Fiery Embrace, kind of just brings it down one, just one follow on the board. So now it has double Solomon, which is pretty nice. That does nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But of course it gets to kill now. So leaving a 3 on the board with an Evo is only 5. And I don't think there's any way for Blum to kind of boost now. So this is the board state that what Rune is trying to achieve, right? Is where they like out tempo it.
Open the gate. Change this world.
Alright, there you go, the storm.
Sleep.
Enemy identified. That's what I call a fight.
Yep, so with that, Blum takes the lead 1-0. Kind of expected. I mean, if you're a very huge board centric deck, you go wide and tall, especially like when you actually saw the 3 max become 3 trees. It's really, really very tough for Rune to take the win from there. So with that, the Portalcraft has already locked in.
Yeah.
All he's left now is of course
It's the Lion Haven. Yes.
like I guess out of like 10 players, you will expect like 9.5 of them will be playing Lion.
Well, it's certainly the majority, but this is a community tournament after all. So some people are trying new innovative decks to try and see where things goes with it in a relatively low stakes tournament.
Yep, correct. So with that, have up against either Mag Blood or up against the Spell Boost Rune once again.
Yeah. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, of course, Lions are going to be expiring in Finalist onwards. It expires in 3 weeks.
It expires in 3 weeks, but we don't know what will happen. Maybe they'll reintroduce something that puts a Holy Lion Temple into your hand like they did with this Placer board. And Acceleratium.
That would be pretty funny though.
Yeah.
By some Mulligan, Lion seems to have a pretty decent start. I mean, due to his 1-drop counts are a lot more, he can actually like keep the Assylian in here in his hand, play the Petra, get the tempo early.
Yeah, correct. So, but in the past, Haven has, the Max Blood has been more advantageous against Holy Lion Haven. Do you think that the dynamics has changed now, or do you think it's still more of the same?
I think it's still about the same because the fact that whenever, like what's happening right now, if actually Lion resolve the tempo early and they're able to keep up pressure every turn, then they just get the Storm Lions like way faster than what Blood can do, to set up like the whole mono combo to burst in or like even to apply pressure over time.
Yes, it's correct. But previously Lion the Mac Blood does run a lot of like the Evo package, but now I think now they are cutting them, so they are more Mac focused now, and I think with it they do not have as much like they are forced to use their Evo points more to deal with the bot. Yeah,
kinda. I mean, people are cutting off the Evo package already from Mac is due to the consistency as well, right? Because
you want to always draw like Max from the Unleash the Nightmares.
Yeah, that's one also.
Yeah.
So this is a very dangerous board. Yeah, so Blum choosing not to actually keep the hair on for the turn 5 Evo will get like a more threatening board, with the usual 3-4s with a bunch of 2-2s. Instead he's just going to play it out. Hopefully he's able to just overcome and just overwhelm the board right here.
What's gonna burn? Everything.
Well, we'll see how this turns out. Well, in the end, due to the nature of it, it looks like he's going to get to Evo anyway. So good for him.
Burn. Melt.
Yeah, I mean, now the great thing about this turn is he can actually do an aggressive Evo,
Yeah.
and then he still gets to peel.
Peace Weaver with Blackened Creature, and he can go face with it if you choose to.
This holy
Yeah.
fragment.
Yeah.
So he's saving the white heart. Okay, he's not going to use Black and Scripture, so I guess he's just going to evo that. Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cold.
I guess you kind of don't push damage this turn, but you get to set up like a stronger board in a way, because your effectively your 4/4 has not taken damage. You have the hair like online,
Yeah.
so it's still kind of tough for one ruler actually like peel the board as well.
Hey, check this out.
Of course, you can see that there's this interesting inclusion of like Viper Slash as well.
Yeah.
So for those who have not seen Viper Slash, due to not playing often, it actually does like 4 damage to a random enemy follower, and then it summons a serpent. But on Enhance, you actually get 4 serpents instead. Doesn't really play along well with the mech game plan, because snakes are snakes; they are not machines. So, but of course the 4 damage to a random follower sometimes does help a lot. There are times where you can kind of like just kill off something. Beat ambush, because it's like random, right? So it doesn't have to target.
Yeah, correct.
It does bypass things like Sonia's, where you don't have to target them, but you just use 4.
Yeah, it does, especially on curve. Yeah.
So, yeah, Blum actually had the decision of whether he wants to keep the lion crystals just so that he can cycle more lions over time, or he could just
just
use
like
it. But he decides to use it, of
tempo.
course. But he decides to just keep the blackened scripture and not push for the 1 damage. So we'll see if that plans out well. I think it's fine though, because 1 damage as a whole, it doesn't really matter too much in this matchup. Considering that when lions are pushing in, they are going in multiples of 4s, right? So so it doesn't really matter too much. Another Viper Slash picked up.
So now would be a good time to use the Blackened Scripture, I think. Oh, yeah.
So training pushing at 1. With that, I guess the best situation would be like top decking another crystal or something, right?
Oh, then he top decked the temple, not a crystal yet, but it's a crystal now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he trades this, he still wants to save the Blackened script. I think he can start pushing for damage, to be very, very honest though.
Yeah, I would use the Blackened Scripture here. I wonder what he's saving it for. What possible card do you think it's worth saving it for? Perhaps Armor Bat?
Armor Bat is like a 5/5 on Enhance, right? So you kind of still have to like run in and then remove. So
yeah,
of course there's that
you
possibility.
run in, then you Blackened Scripture it away. So yeah, cause it's for 5/5, so you can push something in, and then it won't die immediately.
Yeah, but I do feel he's a bit overly cautious. Like I think he could have just pushed and just do the removal anyway, and then the next turn, he can probably like tick up into the Storm Lions pretty quickly and just go for the win already.
Actually, he's already at 5 Holy Lion Crystal Count, so by turn 8 he should be able to summon 1 normal lion and one Storm Lion, and still be able to actually keep the crystal.
Yep, so now, okay, thankfully he has the Peace Weaver, so that's not too bad. Spawns 1 lion. Could spawn the other lion. Is it Storm by now? It should be Storm by now.
It should be Storm by now.
So, so I guess he can. I guess he can kind of.
He can choose to play 1 more Holy Lion Crystals, trade 1 of the lions, then use Blackened Scripture, or he can just use and keep the first Holy Lion Crystal. Seems like he chose to keep it.
Yeah, he's just like trying to play a resource game for some reason. Like, he could have just played the other lion.
Yeah.
He lose the lion, but it's fine because Peace Weaver kind of just like makes another lion. So he could have just like start pushing damage, but he still can't play the resource game, which I think in the long run, this is where, because usually we say Lions kind of favorite because they get to push fast and early, right?
Yeah.
But now because he's being overly cautious, instead it might actually come to bite him back now.
Verifying
So
access.
it could be just as simple as all one ruler has to do now is to just grind him out,
Technology.
waste the resources, and then just do the mono combo and just win from there.
Yeah. So right now, the Mac Black player is building a large Mac bot. So I think this will be very tough because he already has 2 mono in hands. I think he cannot. He can only clear two of the. Oh, he can clear three of the machinas actually. Yeah, but that's an immense pressure with the double mono and alpha drive play that may be coming next turn.
Yeah.
But he chose to go face. I think that's lethal for the Mac Blood player.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the awkward turn, right? So
Yeah.
So all you have to do is trade the snake, play mono.
Trade the snake.
3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus okay, so
you
it's
need
just
to trade one more.
Down.
No, I think it will be 9 plus 9 plus 12, so it will be 21.
It's enough.
But you seem rather
Yes.
fond of violence.
6 plus 9 there. 12, 9. That's 21, man.
Yeah, that's 21. That's lethal.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you were
he,
So see,
he wanted to survive.
Enemy
Yeah.
identified.
He was a bit too cautious, and when it was time to actually be cautious, he wasn't that cautious.
Yeah, so it's
But then
kind of
maybe it
picky.
was maybe it was the fact that he recognized that if he tries to play a long game, he will lose. So maybe that's why he tried to rush, but I think it was a bit too late. But
I think just the timing and the call of like when to step on the gas pedal was kind of off.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, but that's fine. Still tied 1 apiece, so else one ruler equals it up. So he's going to go back to his the spell boost rune. Gonna be up
Yeah.
again. What I believe
Oh.
is once again
The Holy
blood,
Lion.
right?
Holy Lion versus Spellboost Rune, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
I assure you, the pleasure's mine.
Right. So spell boost rune. What's their
let me
weaknesses?
warm
From
up
what
for
we
a
can see is
spell.
they are terribly weak against like aggro deck.
Yeah, they
Terribly
are.
weak against things like Lishanas, cause you just can't stop. You can't stop
Yeah.
blacks when it's activated, right?
Yeah, the rune side is quite weak against large bots because of the Nova Flare rotating out and not having like Nova Flare replacement, so to speak. So,
Right. So turn 1 Orichalcum.
Yeah.
Just to have the spell boost, I guess. Let's see if that's going to be detrimental in the long run. But looking at his hand quality, I guess you really kind of have to do that.
yeah. Well, at least he had one more Orichalcum Golem in hand, so maybe he can afford Orichalcum, the first Orichalcum Golem.
Yeah. Alright, so he kind of needs to start pressuring. I feel, he should just push for whatever he can.
Yeah. I don't know, was quite good here. Will he boost the Seal of Solomon or choose Education?
If you want like a more immediate effect, I guess boosting Fate's Hand is better, right?
Show me what you can do.
Yeah, I guess that's an alternative as well. So he can use it at 2 PP on 4, but it kind of feels like a waste because you already boosted it once.
Yeah.
Well, we're not getting the most value out of it, but sometimes that's the mentality that causes you to lose games.
Swing!
Yeah, but I guess for this, boosting Solomon is pretty okay. Cause like boosting Truth's 3 is like kind of not doing much, and he's already like preempting that on turn 3 is either like a follow coming down to get traded by either Eleanor or Mono. I mean Solomon, depending on the toughness, or he's just gonna play like a removal, right? So I guess like keeping Fate's Hand at 4 is still okay, cause looking at his hand, he's probably just gonna slam Fate's Hand on 4 anyway.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. He's just gonna slam Fate's Hand on 4. He has the follow up turn 5 Evo with the Orichalcum, and then after that, he could even just like go off with Solomon's, or even like popping the sigils with the Orichalcum and discounting the Fate's Hand even more. But looks like wow, he decides to just boost a lot further. Kind of like just throwing away our Captain Golem there.
Yeah, I guess he really wants the Solomon to be at 7 play point by turn 6. Not 7 play points, I mean like spell boosted 7 times. He's 2 away from that goal right now.
Yeah, so that's fine because in the next is turn 5 and then 6, 7. So in 2 turns, as long as he boosts it once, he should be able to achieve it. But of course now the problem now is he's not contesting the board well, and once again we have gone through this that once spell boost gets overwhelmed on the board, they do not have a way to come back unless they have like multiple spells to either remove it or they are able to stick something huge like maybe a Tetra that is fully healed.
Okay.
So this is gonna be so painful. Like
that's
Blum can even just aggressively evil, right, and just push damage.
Yeah, right, that's what I'll do if I was a Holy Lion player, which is Blum, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's even just summoning the Holy Lion as a 2/2 for 5 TP just to get back the crystal. That's usually not a good play, but in this case I think it's alright.
Yeah, so with that, I mean kind of pity for one ruler to have not drawn well as well. But I just felt that maybe he should have just thrown away the Oracle Golem or something. Like I know he's desperately trying to boost the 6 cost cards, but the problem is it's not even lasting to turn 6.
If it has come to this,
I
will prepare yourself.
So you can kind of like heal back Tetra back to full. Almost
Would you even heal back Tetra now?
I think you really have to do like double removals right now. White Heart has to go away. That's for sure.
Triple removals.
And
still have the Delta Cannon.
Delta Cannon, fire.
But I guess the next turn is Illusion Sling's hand.
So Hair is just gonna go white again.
Yeah.
This holy fragment.
Well, he can also use Peace Wafer and double Holy Lion, so that's an option as well. Oh, he's already at 4/4 line.
Yeah, he's been boosting a lot. You can just go for this aggressively, to be honest.
Yeah. And he has extra in hand for
as long as anything sticks, it's pretty painful. It's quite tough luck. Yep, Ryo gets top deck instead of being put by Solomon.
Yeah.
Which was what he was trying to boost into the whole time, and then he just top decked it on 7.
Well, I think he has. Oh, yeah, he has only one copy, so yeah, that's sad.
Is he able to peel everything though?
I kind of doubt that. The only other removal he has right now is a 5-cost Fiery Embrace that removes one thing. And his Zealot is not like spell boosted enough to do anything. So it looks like now that he's lost and he decided to concede.
Right, so I guess with that, Blum is proceeding into the finals. Pretty decent lineup, I have to say.
Yeah.
So with the combination of Sword, Heaven, and of course Portalcraft, he seems to be like just out to be sniping like all the room players, right? Like all those decks just do pretty great against. Okay, so with that, of course we have the next semi-finals coming up. The match is I believe it's Savvy
Hit Heads. Yes.
So
Savvy versus Hit Heads.
Oh, it's Hit Heads. Okay, I thought it was like High Dats.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it actually. We might have to ask him.
Okay. Anyway, so it's intermission. I guess meanwhile we'll just like kind of just talk about stuff. What's been going on since the mini expansion. How has the meta changed? What are we looking forward in the next expansion? And things like that. So right. Okay, so let's talk about something more immediate. So the new expansion's been in for almost 2 weeks now, right?
Yeah,
like after the SEAO's Shadowverse Open and then followed by Euro, it's been a good 2 weeks. What do you think about this expansion? Do you think like has the meta shifted a lot? Is it still like heavy sword, heavy lion, and then everyone just bring elementary third deck, or are people like trying to like shift away?
Yeah, well, I do think that there's been a shift in direction. Of course, the top decks are still the top decks. I think generally that has been the case for most expansions, but at least we do see some new ones like Legenda's sort of coming back, Rune's sort of coming back. So I think I appreciate this extra new faces, so to speak, in the meta.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, most of the time when a new expansion kind of hits in, the existing good decks will always like be up there. It's not like they're going to shift much, right? So it's just a matter of like if there are any other decks that wasn't as good, but then got a new card that kind of complemented well. One of the great examples I would have to say is like a couple of expansions back. Okay, it's probably like last year by this time. Like how Celine impact the Dragoncraft so much that it just got boosted from like almost like not there to like back in action all over again.
Yeah,
so
that was during
like,
the DBNE period. And talking about DBNE, Phillies rotating out soon. So,
so
we've definitely come a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 weeks to the new expansion, we'll be seeing a lot of things cycling out, unfortunately, or fortunately for some people.
Yeah, correct. I know some people hate some of the decks that we've been seeing, such as Arcus and Dark Fist Bat. I'm not.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of new cards, right? Of course, we have certain decks that have been boosted to like maybe mid tier to slightly better, like we would say like almost top tier, but kind of like either has to be further refined to be there, or just get a little bit of boost on the expansion. So a couple of decks that kind of like benefited from it. Of course, we have the Machina Blood, right? Machina Blood is one of them. And of course, Spell Boost Rune, which is kind of rampant right now due to the addition of Clark. So all this,
and Solomon as well.
Yeah, correct. And then of course you see other decks like Lishan Apollo, Machina Shadow. In fact, like all this starts creeping up, from the depths of like the darkness, and they are like, "Hi guys, it's about time." Hey, hi. I think you can just say it yourself.
Alright, hi guys. I'm Finalis. But anyways, next match, which is a semi-finals too, right, is going to be Savvy versus Hitheads. So what Savvy is bringing would be Rune and Haven. He has his Porter band. On the other hand, Hitheads, oh my god, it's like a tongue twister. Okay, Hitheads is going to be playing Dragon and Midsword. So he has his Shadow
Max Sword, right?
Yes, he's going to be playing Max Sword instead of Mid Sword, my bad. So yeah, so some pretty diverse, I would say, like especially for this volume 3, kind of diverse matchup, especially for the Dragon matchup. So yeah, I'll be leaving it to you both to cast, and I'm out.
Okay.
Alright, thanks Finalis for the introduction of the players deck. So I'm guessing we'll be starting in a few minutes. So
yeah, we do need to get like the rooms to be set up, also we still kind of have a little bit of time to just talk about the other stuff for now.
Okay, sure. But actually, I think we're in the room already. They already set up a room already, so I think we can just join.
Yeah, okay. I guess we can just leave the other discussions for later.
Yeah, correct.
Alright, I've joined the room, so just pending.
I've joined the room as well.
To be in, and then we can begin.
Yeah.
Alright, so Savvy against Hitheads. So Savvy going along with his I guess his Spell Boost Rune and Lion. Right?
Yeah,
Spell Boost and Lion. Of course, Hitheads, and no, not Hitheads. Savvy's playing the Spell Runes, of course, the same with the Solomons and the Ryo. So this has been a common thing now. The burn variant is slowly phasing out, but it's still kind of there.
Yeah,
it's just different game plan, I guess. Of course, the other side will be Hitheads with the Aggro Dragon, as well as Max Sword. So for actually these two to be like even in the top 4 is really interesting.
It's certainly a unique one. But the deck that the dragon deck is something that I think Atmos has been tinkering with. He's made top 8 for quite a few times with a similar
I
deck
guess you're looking
list.
for a
So I
fight.
think maybe it's really not as weak as most people seem to think it is. Like it's actually a strong contender.
Alright, so the mulligan phase, of course, dragons, all they want to do is like get a bit of ram, get the servants and the disdains for the draw, right? Of course, for the spell boost rune, that's the tricky part. Like, do you want to keep the clocks and the double zealot so they can boost over time, or do you kind of like you just want to mulligan for something safer?
Yeah, normally when I play this, I like to get more card draws in, so that I won't have a problem where I'm not having the cards I want. But some people do play the rune differently. Oh, he's running Flame Destroyer in
Yeah.
How do you
his.
do?
Wait, is there a Flame Destroyer in the deck list? Am I seeing the wrong one?
Uh-oh, someone might have queued in the wrong deck.
Think, Rowan.
Yep, I don't really see Flame Destroyers in the list, so I'm not sure what's
Yeah.
going on. Oh boy. Okay, anyway, that's it. Of course, back to mulligans. We know that for rune, mulligan is kind of tricky, right? Like, do you want to keep the boost? You want to keep cards in your hands to boost, or do you kind of like just want to go safe and like get the low cost cards, right? Of course, we've been playing the burn variant, so we know that we can actually confidently keep the cards to be boosted because we know we are definitely going to draw into like all the good cycles and the cheap cards. But of course, with this variant, with the Solomons, even for this particular build with the Sagacious Core and the Ryo, it might kind of clunk up the hand a bit. So it might. I thought it would be more fun and ballsy to actually keep like the single card and double zealots. Especially when you're going second and go draw 2 more. I thought it was actually fine for him to do that.
Well, it's certainly something that that can be considered, but I guess maybe he wasn't comfortable with that game plan. And seems that they're stopping for a moment. Maybe they're just trying to resolve the issue with the Flame Destroyer.
Yeah, I Flame Destroy in the list, so
Yeah, not so sure whether the Prophetess of Creation that was supposed to be the list was supposed to be a Flame Destroyer instead. What card do you think he might have accidentally replaced it with? If
I
at all.
think he just come.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I mean, while we're at it, Flame Destroyer is kind of like the card that we hardly see in the Spell Boost variant deck as well, right?
Yeah, it's not something that we see now to be sure. But I think back then I've tried to experiment with it when we still didn't have Solomon and we still didn't have Clark. I mean, as the 10 drop for the Prophetess invocation. I think right now we've found out that there are better things to be playing than Flame Destroyer.
Be gone.
That's for the fact that it doesn't really do much and it does take quite a while to boost to its current stats, right? Like 7/7 is kind of something that you could kind of RNG out from Truth Education as well.
Yeah, but one good thing about it is that you can have like a lot of if you are lucky, you can have a lot of big bodies on the board, and that sometimes just seals the deal right then for certain matchups, especially those that cannot deal with a large board.
So we are kind of like approaching the turn where like Savvy has like pretty decent hand, right? Like he has the insight, he has the Clark into the Verdict Rituals to draw more cards. Of course, he has the Fate's Hand to cycle as well, and of course he has Eleanor to kind of boost more stuff. So I guess he's in kind of good shape. Like he can kind of just cycle pretty hard and just try and let Ryo down, and then after start putting more pressure, refill the hand, get better quality cards.
Yeah. Is he going to Evo here? I'm guessing he should.
He probably has to Evo here, right? Like
but
the question is, the question is, do you want to Evo and just trade and keep it at 1 health, or do you want to like set up Clark because it's still a sigil, it's still kind of spell boost anyway. You're not really in a hurry to like do a double boost, and of course, Splendid Conjurer is also a card that kind of just does more damage over time, right? Like, it's kind of like a cheaper Wind Blast. It's one cost, and for one cost Wind Blast is doing quite a lot of things.
Yeah, correct.
Alright, so he decided to he burned a card cause like he didn't play the Clark first.
Usually spend it conjuring this turn, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So had he like played Clark, he would have like burned one less card, and then he could still do the same thing, right?
Yeah, correct.
I guess it's fine. Keeping a 5/5 body on the board is kind of nice as well. Of course, 5/5 is kind of tough for Dragoncraft to remove, especially on 7. Because if you slam down Gamil, it's a 1-for-1. It's not gonna do much, and it's kind of awkward because you can't somehow like maneuver and try and play Gamil cheaper unless yeah, and then playing a follow trade 1-for-1, I guess that's kind of okay.
But you really want those fortes that you have to face instead of like being used for trading.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate as well. But I guess at this point, he kind of has to do it, right?
Yeah,
because there's 2 Dragon Ranchers, right? And Dragon Ranchers are like great tempo recovery. You do spend 1 turn like not doing much.
Yeah.
But then after that, the subsequent 3 turns, you're just like churning out huge dragons to pressure. Of course, it's kind of RNG, but it's still like 3 free dragons over the next few turns.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't need to worry about things like Seraphic Blade. Unless there's another mistake again.
Yeah, cause like if you actually think about it, like the stats churned out by Dragon Ranch, right? It's like what? It's a 4/3 plus a 5/5 and then plus another 5/5. So that's kind of like a 14-13 stats in 1 card over 3 turns.
Yeah. That's quite good value from 8 costs.
Right, so now if he's gonna Fate's Hand here, he's gonna burn a card again. But of course, what you can do is you could even just play Tetra and Fate's Hand and see what you get. So I guess this is the problem when sometimes you draw a little bit too many cards, right? For spell boost. Not that one will complain for drawing too many cards, but of course sometimes it's just a pity when you have to like burn cards away.
Yeah.
So even Tetra's not being played, so you kind of actually values Tetra over like whatever he's gonna top deck, which I guess is fine because Mario is just gonna come down on 7. Right, and then he can even play Tetra and then Evo Tetra.
Yeah, correct.
So burning Wind Blast is actually great here. Like I guess there's no big loss for him here.
Yeah.
It won't be long now.
Intention and ambition.
The question is, does he want to just play Tetra and like tempo out and play more stuff, or does he want?
So he chose to keep it.
Yes. I guess subsequently was that he could keep the 7/7, play the Tetra, evolve Tetra in, and then heal Tetra up, right? And then you get like a bigger threat on the board as well. Because when you're up against like a range, activated range, if you're just having one follower on the board every turn, right, it's just gonna be dealt with super easily every turn as well. Oh man, and look at that. Hellflame Dragon just kills it off.
I have seen thy truth.
But I suppose maybe he wants to like use the Tetra to get cards that can spell boost more things next turn, like this Truth Education that he just top decked.
Yep, so Truth is at 9, that's pretty nice. Of course, you need to note that he does only have like 1 evil point left. And I think this is the turn where he really needs to like try and establish a huge board so that he can contest with the next 2 the 2 subsequent dragons that are coming out. So Tetra's free, he can always just play that. Of course, Flame Destroyer is going to be free eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he's going to evolve a Tetra to get back 1 PP so that he's able to do something else as well. So he has to play something first, right? He's just going to...
He's drawing more cards.
Oh wow! Great, that's fantastic. So now he has a huge tempo play now. You can just like Flame Destroyers.
Sure. Ritual and maybe repair mode on something on the leader.
This is great.
Yeah.
So this is like the power of Ryo when you actually resolve it, and then suddenly all the subsequent cards you're drawing are like awesome.
Yeah.
Some might even argue that because you're having Ryo upcoming soon, you might not want to spend your draws yet because you don't want to tutor the spell boosted cards out, and then you start drawing like crazy after that because like Embracers are free, Truths are overpowered, and then Zealots are like cheap as heck, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like two
zero
cost.
cost. You can't get cheaper.
Yeah, so it's like you can even like slam Ryo, like Fate's Hand the next turn, draw 2 cards. If you're lucky, like you get you can get the Truth Zealot, which you can play both on 8. You can get like Embrace Truth, Embrace Zealot. You know, it's like all these combinations suddenly become so good.
Yeah.
Of course,
So,
the immediate threat he has to deal with is of course the 7/7.
yeah, but he has Masamune in hand. It's just what sort of combination he wants to use the Masamune. Keep that off.
I'll trample all over it.
Oh yeah, Gamu's the one that got boosted, so there's that. I guess Masamune is coming down here.
Yeah, Masamune then trade Gyao Ming into
You're
the.
the way,
Unless he
stupid.
wants to save the Masamune for the subsequent turn.
You're not bad for such a small
Yeah,
beast.
maybe he's trying to save
Yeah,
it for the
but he's-
Posemune combo.
I'll show you disdain.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, this
He
is.
could even just disciple to draw. To be honest, I don't think he's really losing out in like playing another disciple.
I travel in search of the unknown.
I mean, the fact that as long as your follower is 3 health and below, it's very high likely that your followers are just gonna get picked off by whatever spell that
Eradicate it all!
that Rune's gonna play.
Everything but the truth!
Right, so this the other power turn is gonna come down now.
Eradicate it all!
Yeah.
Everything but the truth!
I will never lose heart.
This is a very strong turn. Okay, even Evil, play the Embrace. Probably has a heal phase at this point.
I will fight.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself.
I mean, it is just 1 point, but it still matters. But because the information of Forte buffing Gamu is also already out of the bag, so I guess he doesn't really have to worry too much as well.
Consider this your awakening!
So he's at 9 HP.
Right, so this has to be like the Poseidon Masamune play already.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Can
So
he clear the board here? Yeah, he should
so-
be able to, right?
yeah, and then from
Yeah.
here, he should be able to stabilize unless. Oh boy, that was not something we expected to fly out from the deck.
Yeah, and that means that on hindsight, perhaps the room player should have played Truth Education. Because if he had a Forte there, I think it would have been the game over for the room player. But unfortunately, he didn't.
Submerge this land. You show that too! If only you knew! You show that too!
Alright, so is
If
that
only you knew!
overwhelming board advantage again with as expected from Masamune's Poseidon combo, still sick as ever. Now I guess the only way out is for I don't know. I mean, it's
Choose to
all up
do
to-
8
yeah,
damage.
it's just up to- Yep. I mean, it's really heavily boosted. It's like 18 for the second copy.
18.
Like
Yeah.
the foil, the animated
So
one.
yeah, you should use Fiery Embrace to increase his odds of dealing 8 damage to face. But that's
Does
only
Solomon
some-
help though? Does Solomon help?
Oh yeah, but getting a 0 cost, 0 cost Seal of Solomon. Yeah, so now so it's 20 actually.
The Solomon, he get Clark.
He's not going to get Clark
What
because
colour
he's
do
only
I?
got this discount, but he's not getting anything.
Oh, okay.
Miracles are born by
Okay,
my
he gets another Flame Destroyer. That's not so bad. But it all boils down to the truth right now.
Yeah.
Will he do it? Oh, it's 1 off!
Whoa.
Oh,
the
man!
Oh,
Has arrived.
Holy shit!
but let's see. 16.
Yeah,
Five,
oh
five,
man, that's
one.
such a pity, man. Like the odds were, I would say, it's kind of high. But of course, the moment when you see a 9/9 golem, you are like, oh shit.
Tear away from you.
Alright, so
Fly
of
beneath
course,
me.
Wait,
it's
Can
not
he kill
over.
him?
It's not over. I don't think he can little. Don't forget that he kind of healed back up to 16, so it's still quite a lot of damage to have to punch through.
no, I think he's a little because he can just treat the Gamu in.
Alright,
Yeah,
trick
I-
Gamil and then Evil. Yeah, oh man, he does
Yeah.
have the Evil. So unfortunately, I guess it's still not. He didn't heal enough.
Yeah,
It won't be long
he
now.
didn't do enough
Oh,
damage,
man.
I think.
My fury
Yeah.
is
Feels bad, man. Like he either had to deal 1 more damage, or he had to heal a little bit more.
Yeah, but then again, he
Oh,
did
well.
bring the wrong deck, so I'm not so sure what the result will be either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, so okay. I guess we have to pause the game for now. Our admin finalist is gonna send the two boys to his office to go and like investigate and find out what they're gonna do from here. Usually, I mean, if you're going by the standard rules that we know, like from other tournaments, of course that would be like a game loss.
Yeah,
And
but
anyway,
it
yeah.
has
Anyway,
it-
yeah, but he has one
either
anyway,
way.
so it doesn't matter. But they might have to just remake the room so that we can get the proper room deck back in.
Okay, sure. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll take a break
So-
for the moment. Will that be?
More like a break for the players, but
Yeah.
not a break for us.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can talk about the thing about the mini expansion we were talking about later.
Oh yeah, like how it impacted the meta, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I mean, we were hoping that the meta will shift quite a bit, but it seems like based on minusing the first SVO where it was like 3-4 days into expansion, but after the Euros one, I took a good look at it. It's like everyone was just playing the same thing all over again.
Yeah, I guess because people were experimenting with the during the first SVO.
Yeah, so everyone just fell back to the comfort zone. They just go with like the usual mid sword, the usual Heaven Lion, and then of course we do have the emergence of Runecraft. So Runecraft is pretty great. Shell Boost is all there, and of course now the re-emergence of Shadowcraft is also back in. I'm not too sure why Shadowcraft is suddenly back in. I would assume maybe it's due to the lack of like blood, maybe like there's not a lot of Darkfist blood going around because
You mean Machina Shadow or the?
no, Darkfist blood, like there's this period where strangely Darkfist blood was still more heavily played than Machina.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and because of that, Shadow kind of like went into hiding for a while, but then now blood as a whole is just not emerging for some reason because everyone's just back to playing the comfort decks. Everyone just values Runecraft or the Machina Shadowcraft to be like the better third deck to bring. Of course, for this case, unfortunately, there was only like one Machina Shadow for the Euro top 8. Everyone was still playing Arcus because Arcus is just way faster and resolving Arcus is cheats in a way. Like you can just do your combo way easily. Other than beside as compared to Machina Shadow where you're kind of like playing the grind fast and then you try and get fleeting joy and then the joy keeps fleeting away because you don't know if you ever have the opportunity to play it. But if you do get it, then that brings joy to the player. The player will go
unless they see the board get removed from something like a destructive refrain or something.
Yeah. So players will be Ureshi when they play Fleeting Joy, but when they do the Kanashi, but if their board gets wiped off, they also Kanashi. So Alright, that said about the impact on the new meta, let's move forward a bit. Let's talk about the upcoming expansion, which of course has not been announced because we are only the first week into June. But of course we'll be expecting, I guess, all the teasers and whatnot, maybe like next week or the week
I
after.
think it's been kind of announced that it will be on the 16th, if I'm not wrong.
Alright, so that's just next week. So that's where all the previews will start ramping up. It will be a shitload of previews because it's like a whole new expansion as compared to minis. In fact, if I recall, the last mini expansion didn't really have much of a card review, right? Like they just kind of just like threw it out and
I think it was just 5 days or something.
So okay, with that, maybe we can just look into the cards that are cycling out. So we know that Dawnbreak Night Age is kind of cycling out, right? And therefore a lot of decks are being affected. Of course, finalists can't really screen of cards that are cycling out, but I do have a list of it, so we can kind of like just go through the list and mention a couple of the notable cards, especially for players who are kind of new to Shadowverse, but they kind of want to go competitive, but they know there's like another 1 month to go, and hopefully they are not rash enough to
craft these cards.
This. Yeah, so maybe we can just go down the list. We can talk about Forestcraft, which is always like the first card that's being mentioned for the expansion. Of course, Forestcraft has not been doing very well, unfortunately, for the past almost 1 year, man. Like the only time that Forest was probably doing well was the period where aggro ferals are still kind of around, and
So
you know, you
during
kind
the
of
bot
green-
season. Yeah.
Correct. So of course, notable cards for Forest that is cycling out. Of course, you have the Historic Falconeers,
Yeah, sorry.
and Yggdrasil, Banara, and Green Glen X-Men,
Yeah.
right? So these are late game impact cards kind of
Yeah.
gone. Not that they've been seen playing for a while.
Yeah.
Quite sad, you know. Yugu kind of got buffed, but then we didn't really see play from her as well.
Yeah,
So,
it's only but then again, to be fair, she got buff during the Omen season already, and during the Omen season there was the World Grand Prix and the Contenders Cups that were some of the big tournaments that are being held during the period.
yeah. Okay, so just quickly move along. We have, of course, Swordcraft, right? So notable cards for Swordcraft that are going out. Of course, we have the big names like Celia. Celia is like one of the best flexible cards out there. You can play as a 2-drop. You can play as a good value 4-drop. You know, produce an 1/1. Of course, you can also do the Dark Messenger where you kind of bounce everything there and do like tons of damage on the face. So Celia's out. Of course, we have cards like Chromatic Duel that's out also.
Chromatic
And of
Duel.
course, and of course, Vowels. Of course, for people who like the meme star, Spartacus going out, you know.
Yeah.
So
And Sky Fortress Sky Fortress is also going out. I mean, it's no longer in the meta now, but back during the Arthur in Sky Fortress combo was quite prominent.
Correct. So those are like notable cards that are going out. So do take note. All right. So next up, of course, Runecraft. Runecraft is very strong now. But of course, as we can see, the cards that are benefiting it right now are of course the Spell Boost rune, and we know that Spell Boost back in the early days, during the D shift days and spell boosting days, it was also the budget deck. So actually, none of the cards are really affected. Like cards that are cycling out from Witchcraft now are like Rooney, Unbodied Witch, Absolute Zeros. Like those are cards like people didn't even touch at all.
Mysterium Wilmis was kind of played in some decks for the Mysterial archetype deck back then, but I think gradually it like went to a different direction.
So,
Witch of Foresight was also a good card for some decks in the Mysteria, especially in the Mysteria rune list. But right now they are not seeing play. But
Right. Okay. Next up we have Dragoncraft. So Dragoncraft, of course, our superstar Feline is gonna be out soon. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing her sometime. Of course, Roy is gonna be out. Orca's gonna be out, and of course, Flame of Dragonair will be out. So bot wipes are gonna be removed. Tokens that are going white are gonna be removed. Of course, the broken destroyer damage follower mechanic is gonna be removed. So. In a nutshell, the early game and the anti-control package is kind of gone, like the bot wipes and the easy removals. But all in all, the ramps are still around, minus Roy. But of course, there are alternatives. So I guess Dragon as a whole is still kind of safe. It's not going to be affected too much.
Yeah, it's quite safe. But then it really depends on what cards come out in the new expansion.
Okay, so next one, the one of the decks that is going to be pretty heavily hit, and of course Sarah's fanboy will be going home crying, and all the new facts Ania fanboys will start coming in and go like, yeah, best waifu. Okay, so what's affected for Shadowcraft? So we have cards like Big Soul Hunters that are going to be going out, right? We have cards like Mischievous Spirits that are going to be going out, which was kind of like a key card to set cheap Gramarye Fairy combos. And of course, one of the most important cards that's going out is Arcus himself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think we covered most of the cards that are mostly being played during the competitive days.
Yep. Alright. Then of course we have another 3 more classes to go, so let's just go over them real quick. Of course there's Bloodcraft. I don't think Bloodcraft is really affected, I guess. Now that Machina is kind of like the new boy in town, but for those who have been playing Dark Fist Bat, unfortunately Dark Fist Bat is gonna be rotating out. Of course, people who love their aggro blood, Old Blood King's gonna be out as well. So I guess the whole blood archetype is just gonna like fall back to Machina for the time being until we see what's up in the next spec. Right, and of course,
Blood King is going out as well. But if you are not playing Old Blood King or Dark Fist Bat, I'm not so sure you really miss it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll miss it anyway. Right. Okay. Next up, Bishop, also known as Heaven Craft, so that's the other craft that is heavily affected now that the Lion, the Heaven Lion, basically the Holy Lion package is gone, right? Like the Temple Lions are gone, the crystals themselves are gone, the crystals that turns out the crystals are gone. Of course, there are other good power cards, like back in the days when like Temple Haven was still a thing, and then you have cards like the White Fang Temple, you have the Tangle Shrines, the Serenian Hinds, the Elixir. So all these are gone. So
Moria is also going out.
Moria is going out as well. So there is a lot of like very important and key cards going out for Haven Crafts. And if I have to take all these cards out of the equation, I really have no idea like what you can play if like this expansion was gone and there was no new ones coming in. Maybe the only one you can probably think of is like maybe people going back to Teski Baba or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Machina archetype. But then again, with even that deck does rely a bit on Moria being in, because they can destroy a follower in the same time they summon their Six Baba. If they don't have a as good replacement, I'm not so sure what's going to happen as well.
Yeah, so Heaven's Craft, big question mark along with I guess their with Forest Craft, because that's another huge question mark. Right, so the last craft will be Portal Craft. Of course, Portal Craft, the new kit that was added to the addition of 7. So it's been it's I think more than a year already, right, since Portal Craft has been introduced.
I think it's been 6 expansions now.
Yeah,
so around 1.5
years. Yeah, so we're approaching into the 3rd year anniversary. Not sure if they're going to announce a new craft, but for now, Nemesis is of course the youngest kid, the one with the smallest pool of cards. But fortunately, the cards are also pretty good, to support it. Of course, over the years we have the artifact portal that was going crazy, and then people was going like how skillful you have to be with the whole accelerator, and you have to click super fast and you have to do your quick math. You do quick math, click fast, and just go for it, right? And then later on it evolved into the puppet craft, and then that's where everyone just like, no, I'm just gonna play the control game. I'm just gonna take all my small puppets, ram into you, clear everything, and then use Noah, mess the board, go for the win. Of course now. Alright, so Finalist wants to address something, so yep.
Hey, hi guys. Okay, so alright, just need to address something that happened just now on stream. So alright, basically what Beyond said earlier on stream, right? Savvy was found using a deck that was different from what was submitted on Battlefy. So the one that was submitted on Battlefy did not include the card Flame Destroyer. So for that situation, right, I will be awarding 1 win to Hit Heads. So now Hit Heads will be using Mag Sword for the rest of his matches, and if he wins one more, he'll be moving on to the final. So at this point, I just want to remind everyone that be it Seekers or any other tournaments that you wish to join, I believe it is your responsibility and you should always be careful. Make sure that when you update your decks on Shadowverse, make sure that these updated decks are also reflected onto what you have submitted on Battlefy. Alright, so sorry for the inconvenience and the long wait. I'll be handing the cards to the both of you again. Bye bye.
Booyah! Right, okay, so once again, just trying to enforce all these rules so that everyone has the habit, of making sure everything's good, everything's okay. We have nothing sloppy along the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of missed out. So are we gonna have like another game, or are we just gonna proceed?
Apparently, we're still going to see the third. The second.
Second game, right? Cause and I mean like he lost anyway, despite bringing the wrong deck list.
Yeah. So what happened now is that now Savvy is using the correct list that he has submitted on Battlefy, which is what can be found on the Google Docs as well. He has won with Dragoncraft, so he will not be playing his Dragoncraft anymore. So he is now going to play Mag Sword from now, alright?
Alright, so Max Sword up against the remaining two decks, of which the Runecraft has been updated to its current list. Alright,
Yeah.
so with that, we'll just pen for the two players to ready up, get the rooms up so that we can join, while we wrap up the cards that are going to be cycled out from Dawnbreak Lineage.
Yeah.
Right, so of course we were kind of talking about like Portalcraft, right? Like
Yeah.
how it's
Is
evolved over the
fighting in
years,
despair all
artifact
you
to
know?
puppets, and then from puppets into
You must
Lixiana and things like that. Right. So the only cards that is going to be cycled out for Nemesis, or what you call as Portalcraft, is Orcus. And of course I think Heartless Battle, but pretty much that's like the artifact package.
Okay. Seems like the game already started, so I think we should proceed to the room now.
Oh dear. Alright, thankfully we caught up. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Usually the games are pretty accelerated. Also, let's try and like go through the mulligan phases and the first few turns. Alright, so we have the Holy Lion Heaven up against Machina Sword, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So I guess the deck to watch is of course Machina Sword, since everyone's like kind of too used to watching Lion and kind of know what they can already do. So maybe we just go through a little bit of Swordcraft. So what's the difference with this particular Machina Swordcraft as compared to the mid-range Swordcraft?
Well, this Machina Sword class wants to go for a very wide board and then hopefully get enough of their followers killed so they can summon Blazing Lion Emerald and then and constantly summon Blazing Emerald and maintain a fairly large board, especially once Latem comes online.
Alright, so basically you are not playing value cards, right? You're not playing the Lacius, you're not playing, I don't know, Celius, right? So all you're trying to do is to just go wide. You don't care if they die, because you're just going to make more stuff on the board.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of push damage with like Blatums and Blazing Lion. So I guess that's the game plan for him.
Yeah, but he did cut Celia from his list. I don't actually think that's a very wise idea, but we'll see how this works out for him.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. I mean,
So-
Celia is the flex card, the super flexible card, right? So in a way, they can go wide as well. It kind of fits the game plan. We're currently in turn 3. So let's see. Savvy's kind of making the decision now. Does he want to kind of just trade, do a removal, or does he want to trade, set up the Peace Weaver? I guess setting up Peace Weaver is fine. I mean, the 2/2 does trade into the Peace Weaver, but he does get the Lion Crystal for starters. Then he can kind of save like 4 damage Prison Swing or something like on a higher health count, so that it does not get
perhaps the Stampeding Fortress that might, in fact, will probably be coming out on turn 5.
Okay, yeah, of course. For this particular Machina Sword, we do notice a couple of cards still in there. Anestia is there just for the cycle, I guess, and then of course you still have Ivory Sword Dance. Ivory Sword Dance is a very strong card. Everyone loves it. It's very heavily relied on and played, even in like mid range. Everyone just wants to resolve the Lloyd, keep Lloyd hidden, find a great turn to like Evil Lloyd, play a Resort Dance, deal 5 damage, push for more damage, the usual. But of course, for this particular deck, there is no Lloyds, right? So it's not like you can stealth something to go and abuse the post Evil and then try and kill something for larger tempo and push for like sheer damage.
Yeah, I guess maybe they are going to be used for the 2 play point version and the 5 play point enhanced version.
Yep. Right, so you can see Stampeding Fortress in hand. 4-3, not the best defensive stats there, but of course when you evo, you do get like a lot of assembly drops. So that's one of the key cards to go wide.
Yeah, that's only if he has 2 other Machina Bloods in his hand though, and with his Robo Goblin out, if it was Blackened Scriptured away, then he may not have enough Machina to actually get the effect he wants from the Stampeding Fortress.
Yep, so with that, no Machina card, the only Machina card is Johan. So he has to really top deck into a Machina card. Look at his deck distribution, I guess it's still okay. Maybe he might just top into 1, but we have to see. Unfortunately, does not get it. But does have a decent answer regardless. Fatal Spellbomb does deal with the Holy Shield Lion. Of
Yeah.
course, you can always save the Stampeding Fortress, for the next turn.
You can
Could even
use
use
his
yeah.
Ether to draw the next Stampeding Fortress as well, because he doesn't 5 cost on the 6 cost
Correct.
at the
So
moment. So Ether will draw the next highest BB, which is another Stampeding Fortress.
alright, so he does get the other fortress. Of course, it's Anesthesia to cycle, or he could just play Fatal Spell Bomb. Evolving Ada is kind of sad because it doesn't buff anything, so I guess for this turn, he just kind of saves an evolution
Yeah.
point. Of course, 2-3 is going to be very easily traded in. Of course, it also can be easily removed by cards like, Prism Swings,
Swing.
Backhand Scriptures, even Seraphic Blade doesn't hit it, it's 3 cost. Yeah. So it's kind of it's a call that Savvy has to make now. Like, he could swing and finally get a crystal to start ramping up the crystals. I think that's probably something he might want to consider, considering he has not really made anything out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there's also the option of just playing 2 things, Evo, and then get 2 things on the board and have more threat.
Yeah.
I want to protect the peace. How troubling.
Right, so evoing the ward to trade here is actually okay. Of course, some people might choose to evo the lion instead and keep a tree.
Actually, it's
a
a
tree to healthy,
better idea to evolve the ward, because I think a Stampede Fortress, when evolved and traded into, it will be destroyed. So there's only the 3/1/1s that are going to be left on board after this.
Right. So yeah, usually like some players, they don't mind evoing the thing that's not the ward, only because they kind of want to like have a healthier thing on there, and they already expected the ward to die. But of course, for this case, having the fight to contest the Stampeding Fortress is always great here. So unfortunately, Blazing Lion Emerald 1 is drawn into the hand, so there's another 2 more to go. Of course, Anesthesia will not hesitate to just chuck him aside, because since you can't play him for free, you might as well just not hardcast him.
Yeah. So now the lion's facing a very large board. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have Zealot in hand or in his deck. Does he have it in his deck? No, he plays 2 in his deck, but unfortunately, he doesn't have it in his hand to deal with this board at the moment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because there's no Zealot in the deck.
No, he has Zealot in the deck. It's just not in
He
his
just
hand.
destroyed, right? Unfortunately.
Yeah, correct. But okay, at least one Tempest online now, so that might help things in the future.
Yeah, he can still catch up from here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was gonna say that Latham was not in the hand, so maybe that was a blessing in disguise, but seems like he top decked it, so
yeah.
this
So you'll probably see it next turn.
yeah, I mean he also has enough max in hand.
Yeah.
So like Stampeding Fortress and go wide all over again if he wants to.
Yeah. Or he might do Cyber Cannon. That's also
that works as well. That's an option. You can save the Evo points.
Yeah.
Of course, the other thing is that you can always play the Fortress on 9 post Latham, so that's pretty nice as well.
Yeah, right, and it's the free evo. So let's see how many followers are destroyed. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 followers are destroyed at the moment. So I think Blazing Lion might be coming up soon.
Alright, so very smart value trading there. Just sometimes just having that 2 extra wards there is just very annoying. But of course, Latham coming down just gonna make the trade super easy. And unfortunately, he does have to blow the evolution here, I think, just to get rid of the actor before it dies into the Moray.
Yeah.
Break their defenses.
Yeah, and of course with the well-timed Moray, it also means that there's a 50-50, so we'll see how lucky he gets. Not that it really matters too much, since we can't have like Prism Swing to get rid of it. So
yeah.
So will he hit the 50-50? And he does.
He does.
Alright, that's awesome. So in fact, he can just kind of just ignore the knight, right, and just develop more lions now and try and accelerate his game plan. So does he want to go? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going white at the moment.
He's going white for sure.
That's a smart move.
Right, so this is trouble for Sword, and of course this is the other reason why the Machina sort kind of suffers, especially
No
to
one
this
gets
like
past me.
in the mid to late power play turns.
Yeah.
He didn't pressure enough in the early
No one
game,
gets past me.
so and he didn't have anything stick on the board, so that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, even Johan at 0 isn't really that powerful right now.
Here.
Okay, free evolution from Stampeding Fortress, not bad. Get to kill something. The 1-1 gets to ping things off as well. Don't forget, there's always the knight that's gonna get spawned. Yeah. So let's see if he's able to kind of clean out the board nicely.
I think if he plays his Johan, he will probably kill off everything.
Yeah. So no, he can't play
Yeah.
Johan yet until like the mechs are done with their stuff, right?
Yeah, as long as one is dead.
Oh,
Usually
okay, he
fine.
goes.
He got by most space.
No one gets past me.
Maybe he's feeling the pressure and thinks that he needs to end the game at ASAP.
Yeah, I mean the fact that there's only 4 slots on the board, which means that even if the Storm Dragon is online, he can only push for 16. So he's just pressuring with just all this on the board as well.
Yeah.
The thing is the Lion Emerald online after like things starts?
Actually, I think it should be online, but the problem is that right now he can only do a maximum 8 damage even when it goes online, because I don't think he has any storms in his deck, right? Does he? Oh yeah, a Reaper Master is a alternate storm.
Forward march! Raise everything!
Alright, so it's kind of
I guess
tough.
a Johan here, so you can give rush to your other Machinas as well.
Yeah, this game is slowly slipping away from from hit heads.
Yeah.
So just to be sure, was Savvy a hit 1-0 or was it hit heads a hit 1-0?
Always in search of new technology.
Savvy was the one who played the wrong deck, if I'm not wrong.
Oh no, you don't!
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so
Savvy was the one that played the wrong deck.
yeah, right, correct. So if Savvy takes a win here, it's still a 1-1, and then we kind of have to go for game 3.
Yeah. He's not playing his Johan at all. Wonder what he's keeping it for.
He's pushing for damage again.
No one gets
Yeah,
past
but
me.
Johan can be used to help to absorb some of the pressure that you face.
I thought the sequencing was a bit weird, but I guess
Yeah.
now he does this, it's fine, right? So it's kind of like he still doesn't play a Johan for some reason.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you won't play Johan?
Can't really think of it. I mean, like last turn, I thought maybe he was reserving it for like this play when he uses it on the Mecha Wing Angel and Robo Goblins, but I don't know why he'll keep it now. So, I guess maybe it can be used as a. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe it could be used as a bit of a.
Forward march!
Oh
trick
man.
to make people think that you don't have Johan and use it as a.
Your service.
And then use it as a surprise attack. But since he didn't need anyway, cause he can just go face with the remaining cards and win the game.
Well, I guess pretty well navigated, right? Like he kind of know how much he can keep things up and how much he needs to push for damage. Like it's all these small little intricacies that kind of win the game sometimes. Because sometimes when people go defensive, they kind of like just go defensive all the way. Or when they're too offensive, they go offensive all the way. So they don't have that fine balance of, I can actually push a little bit of this and then just have enough so that I don't die, and then continue the put enough threat that he has to deal with it, and then rinse and repeat and try and eke out the win from there. So with that, of course, Hitheads won
That's
that game.
one game, and we are going to the finals, which is Blum versus Hitheads, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, correct. So Blum will be up against Hitheads. Wow, we are actually seeing like this aggro dragon and and Swordcraft in the Machina Swordcraft in the finals. So that's something pleasing to see.
Yeah, we will also be seeing the artifact and the Machina artifact Portal. So that's 3 decks that are kind of not currently in the meta right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is a community event also, so people are experimenting.
Yeah.
Not sure we'll be seeing this in the future tournaments, especially for like the upcoming Pan America as well as the Southeast
Yeah.
Asia Oceania's Shadowverse Open.
Hey, wait, I thought the Pan America one is already over. It's over.
Is it
like,
over? Oh right,
yeah,
that
it's-
was last week. Was
yeah,
that last
was
week?
last week. Yeah, that was
Oh,
last
so
week.
Euro
Euro
was
this
so ours is next week.
Yeah. No,
see,
ours is next week.
We have a week's break before the next one.
Yeah, I'm guessing because of Rage.
Okay.
Yeah. Rage is next week, right? Alright, so now we're just waiting for the next for the last game. So they're setting up.
Yeah, so they're setting up the finals. I guess back to random chit chats while we kill time and yeah, wait for them to set up the rooms. So let's see what are the stuff that we have already covered, right? We talked about the meta, how it shifted, the new expansion. We haven't talked about cards that we're already cycling out.
Actually, we missed out the neutrals.
Oh right, neutrals.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can talk a little bit about the neutrals. Although I don't really have a strong impression of neutral cards being very impactful. So let me take a look. Cards that are cycling out from neutrals. Okay, I guess we do have a couple of cards that are going out. We have like Found of Angels. Paradise Vanguard's one of them. That's pretty key back then as well. Of course, we have the Sun and Moon and Sun, Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu. Of course, there's Divine Retribution. Of course, there's Sutunga. that people were playing it for a while.
Yeah, it's a banish amulet. Some people hit their Seraphs and their destruction in white and blacks, and they play it. But yeah, but now people choose other cards.
Yep. Alright, so those are the neutrals. I don't think really changed much.
Yeah. Yeah, the neutrals in this expansion isn't as memorable as we have in this expansion, the Evo package.
Yeah. So if you actually think about it, right, like moving forward, the decks that aren't really very heavily affected, right? The number one suspect on the list would be like Runecraft, because like totally 0 cards affected in the current spell boost list that you're playing. Yeah. Who else is unaffected? Like Sword is heavily affected. I mean, sorry, not Sword. Sword is not heavily affected. It's only like Chromatic Duels, Faust, and Celia. So maybe there might be other replacements for it. It's not that terrible, right? And then Necromancer's like just out of the water now with
Max Shadow.
There's only Max Shadows left, so Arcus is like dead. So there's only Max Shadows left. And then Darkfist is dead. Aggro Bats are dead. I mean, I just think Oblak King is so damn strong for aggro bats.
Actually, aggro bats. I think it's actually quite strong. It just hasn't been performing right well in this meta.
Yep. And then of course, Heavencry unfortunately is gonna like die flat out because Lion is gone. You know, the Lion's expiry date has come to an end soon. I guess Lishana's not affected too much, right? If you think about it, like only Heartless Battle.
Well, actually they also lose Junk, so that also is another hit to the Puppets engine as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess the number one deck that's like totally not affected is like the Runecraft spell boost.
I think you can consider
Machina
like
Sword.
Blood.
I mean,
Machina Blood.
Machina Blood. Right.
Yeah.
The
Fount of Angels is a quite recent addition to the Machina Blood thing.
Yeah,
so
but
maybe they just move back to Kiss.
Yeah, I mean they can always go back to Kiss if like they expect a more aggressive meta. If not, they just like find something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's in line with the whole Steel Rebellion, right? Because Tetra and Mono are like all both there.
Yeah.
Here to stay for the next 1 year, hopefully. Alright, so meanwhile we're still waiting for the finals. I have no idea what's keeping them, because you know technically Blum should be standing by and waiting, and you know it has just kind of finished the game. So
Yeah. Let's see. Actually have the room number up already, so we can enter.
is it up?
Yeah, it is up.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Okay.
Right, so Blum is going to be the player one, aka the player at the bottom half of the screen, and hit hats, not Kit Kats. My God, will be the one on the top.
Yeah.
So I'm in the room. I'm ready to go. I'm not sure about you, Ed.
Yeah, I'm also in the room already.
So I guess you're good to go then. Okay,
Yeah.
for since you have not really talked about bands, so Blum will be playing his Machina Sword and the. No, sorry, not Machina Sword. He's playing mid-range sword, I think.
He's
And
playing
Heaven
the Vision Sword and yeah. Is it? Hold on. Yeah, I think he's playing the Mid Sword and the Havencraft, yes.
So Blum with Mid-Sword and Lion Haven, which is the JCG lineup that we always see day in and out. And of course, we have Hit Hats, which is the Aggros Dragons and the Machina Sword. So Kit Kats, of course, with the unorthodox lineup. Hopefully, we wish him all the
I
best.
assure you, the pleasure's mine.
But unfortunately,
This
he
one's
also
for my
banned the
family.
unorthodox deck from Blum, so we'll
I
be
mean, maybe
seeing
he's
two
just
meta decks.
prepared to play against the orthodox deck because he knows how to play around it, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true as well. But
Alright.
and then Blum has the other thought that he knows that the Max Shadow is popular for a reason, and then he decided to ban what is considered probably the stronger deck in the meta.
Alright, so Lion Heaven against Aggro Dragon, Ram Dragon into Aggro win cons. What do you think is the matchup here? Like, I mean, it's been a while since we even see these two like clash hits with each other.
Yeah. I guess it will depend on when Poseidon comes out. Or I mean not the accelerated version Poseidon. Yeah.
Like the Masamune Poseidon combo?
Yeah.
Or you mean like the 1-3 Ward Poseidon's?
No, it's not the 1-3 Ward. But
Holy fragment.
yeah, usually when that thing comes out is when things will change.
Alright. So of course, for me personally, I feel the matchup for these two Lions kind of favored as well, right? I mean, they as always they always have the Lions the massive growth of Lions overturn and the capability of getting lethal as early as like turn 6, turn 7 if you know they get the tempers and they go crazy. Dragon on the other hand, unfortunately their early game isn't that fantastic, right? They're either playing nothing
How troubling.
or they're ramping. So it's either they ramp on 2 or they just don't play anything because you don't really want to like play a empty server into nothing, right? So those turns are always the turns where you give Lion the opportunity to like set up their amulets or even like the temples, and the Lions will get like the initial momentum. Unfortunately, also for this particular aggro dragon, there is no force of dragon use. So even if he wants to like try and stabilize a little bit against the smaller lions over the early course of the game, he doesn't have that option. So
Yeah.
but of course, fortunately for him, he does ramped up already. As you can see, he's like going to 7 PP as compared to Lion that's only like it's gonna be like 5 the next turn. So
and the Lion side also don't in place yet, so it's not like he's cheating PP out either.
right, so you can see he has heads up, pretty smart play there. In a way, not playing the Disciple of Disdain to try and draw 2 more cards, cause you know he's preempting things like Zealot where he's just going to wipe the board clean, right? And then because with 2 Morais standing there, it kind of means that for turn 7, he's just going to pass back the whole initiative and not do anything. So instead, it's just going to make make him waste at least an evolution point to clear the remaining 4-3. So that's a pretty good call there.
Well, there is the dragon the dragon spell he got from the Righteous Dragoon as well. So maybe he would just use that.
Right, of course, Gamil being the awkward play here, unfortunately,
Yeah.
does die 1-1 to the Holy Lion, so it can't really do the value trade. Feline's not bad, I guess, kind of like, you can always just White Frost Whisper the ward.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's the upcoming Dragon Swing that he seems to be contemplating.
Yeah, Dragon Handspur is also another option, so just to draw more cards and see what you get. But he chose not to. Yeah,
I mean, it does cheaper as well, so I guess that's like 2/2 is not much of a threat right now if you think about it. And if he's got Evo into the 2/2, then it's kind of wasting it because Mirage just will pop and kill that.
Yeah.
So now that's a pretty good turn.
Yeah. But I think him using two Moria is a bit like strange also, because usually you want stagger them a bit, but using both of them in the same turn feels a bit. I think it's a weaker play than some of the other options he could have had.
Yeah. Right, so now back to the huge turn, the bunnies and friends.
Yeah.
So this is a huge board, and this is why like sometimes you just value cards like the
Force of
Force
the
of
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
So I mean, Gamil can't really effectively peel the board, unless like you do a Gamil trade something and then you evo the Disciple into something, So
Yeah.
maybe that's something he wants to do.
Maybe.
I'll trample all over
If
it.
he had disbanding rending instead of Decipher, perhaps it would help things out more.
Yeah, correct. So I guess he's just going to draw with the Disciple now. Hopefully it pings the 4-3.
Big head for such a small
Close, but I guess Legendary Fighter is a good consolation as well. So now he has to decide,
It won't
right?
be long now.
Yeah. Alright, so this is going to kill the big bunny, and then I guess Gamil kills the small bunny, and then hopefully pings the Petra.
out of the way.
I don't think he's gonna ping anymore because he already pinged once.
Oh, right, he pinged once already.
Yeah,
Okay.
but do you think that was a wrong order? That hit something first before using the Disciple.
I mean, it comes down to if he feels lucky, right, and he wants to,
Yeah.
he wants to like try and ping off the tree first, and going wide again. See, this is so painful.
Yeah.
Second Gamil will be great though, and Gamil does not show up. So unless he is able to deal with this, great top deck there.
Yeah. But
So Gamil is effectively be able to like get rid of 4 out of 5 of the things on the board, which is left,
correct.
and you'll be left with like a 2-1 on the board. So I guess that's okay.
yeah. Especially now that he's at 10 play points and Masamune is activated now.
Yeah, so he can always do the Masamune play next turn to try and like swing back momentum. Of course, the other downside is that Lions have not been producing much for the past 7 turns, right? Like you do the double rabbit turns, you spend time like double mooring and waiting for certain tempo openings. So we'll see. I guess Sector's pretty nice here as well. Of course, there's the no tempo, so it's not like he can do anything else.
Yeah. Hector's fine, I guess.
I guess Hector is the only play here, right? Like just to get rid of the and like cover face in a way.
Yeah. He also allows the bunny thing for 4 damage.
Yep.
So now I
once
think the only thing that
another
can stop
dangerous.
it is Poseidon.
Yeah, he needs the Poseidon.
But
I
he
guess
didn't draw it.
I mean, he can always just hardcast the Hazewind Dragon Nail, the Disdain, the Masamune, and just clear everything off. He has to do that, I guess.
Yes,
I mean, nothing
Instead
dies,
of
right?
Nothing dies, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, Lions aren't online yet, so draw last.
Gyamil.
Go.
But
Juicy.
Gyamil.
That was the second draw, right?
Yeah, there was Ace Queen into
Oh, it's a pity. So if he had drew first, he could have just Gamil and Masamune, right?
no, he would those together would be 9 PP still. So if he drew with Dragon Oracle, he would have been at 8 PP. So he would have made a difference.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
totally forgot about that. Okay. Guess he kind of has to Zealot here. Doesn't kill the 3/3 though, and leaving up one is the beginning of the comebacks as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so if he wants to be greedy, he could even like he could set up Dragon Ranch now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any way he can die from this.
Well,
Okay.
as long as he trades, if he leaves them out, he's dead to another possible actor top deck.
Correct. So he
So he
has
has
to
to
trade,
trade.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by force Whisper to just open a 0-1. I guess that works as well. Start pushing for damage.
Time to say goodbye.
Or even Evo's just like aggressively go in.
Well, that means that if the next Dragon Rash pops Wind Blast Dragon, the Holy Lion is dead. I mean the Haven player is dead.
Yeah. So now 5/5 is the problem, right? I mean, he can still clear the board, right? Like Seraphic Blade.
Seraphic Blade. Actually, Seraphic Blade into Zealot of Course does prevent
Ito.
sort of, but it's also dead to another 40
Yeah.
of that. Oh wait, there's already a dragon.
Or he
Dragon
could
has
blade.
fallen.
He could blade the range, and then risk another 5 damage.
Yeah.
Rest for the weary.
What?
Alright, and then it's just over, right? Cause like,
Yeah.
is it over yet? Not yet.
Mm.
Here's one off.
He's one of, yes.
He could even just like, oh no, he can't do that. Maybe he could just set up like Righteous Dragon. Or you could just Poseidon and go face, man. Like, I don't think there's any
go
way.
face is the
I don't
thing.
think, I really don't think there's any way he can come back from here.
The currents are under my
In the name of the ocean!
Yeah, like just go face.
can't keep up.
This is like ultra safe, but trading is ultra safe.
But I guess I think right now the dragon is the one that is advantage in the long game compared to the
Yeah,
Haven player because he hasn't had developed much and
Yeah,
can't
the,
develop
the
much.
lines are too far away. They are like 3 count right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way out of this. No wards. Can't even deal with the 3/3.
This holy fragment!
Alright, there's one ward. That's gonna just absorb, 2 of the Poseidon's guard.
Yeah.
My sword will live through legend. The legend will never die.
I guess that's just
That's it.
game. Yep.
Yeah.
Submerge.
Wow.
this land.
Wow, I really
Someday,
didn't expect
Tripius.
the dragon to come out of there, to be
So
honest.
disappointed in myself.
Because I think the Haven player also slowed down their game plan to with the multiple bunnies.
Yeah,
And the
kinda.
very lucky Galmil top decks at times. I think if
Yeah,
he
like-
didn't the Galmil when he did, he might have lost.
Yeah, like Gamu into Gamu was just crazy. It was
Yeah.
like the other semi-bot wipe that they needed to kind of like recover from the game.
Correct.
I mean, a little bit unfortunate Temple wasn't drawn as well.
Yeah.
But not sure. I think like the double top deck of the Gamu was the more back-breaking card that affected the outcome.
Yeah.
You must die!
Right.
Stand
So once
back.
again,
I have this covered.
Hit Hats up against Blum ahead 1-0. And then of course now we have the match of the 2 Swordcraft. Mid-range sword up against Machina sword.
So this is a battle to prove which sword is the better sword.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So what's yeah, I mean like man versus machine as what finalists would say.
Yeah.
So now after looking through the mulligan, you'll be wondering like, okay, Leots was tossed away, surprisingly. I would have thought that you want to keep that, just for the usual like Ivory Sword Dance stuff that
Yeah.
they do. Of course, game plan is different, right? Machina Sword is a lot more aggressive. They won't hesitate to put things on the board, and then they try and just suicide suicide their followers in.
Followers in.
Yeah. Whereas
So,
Sword is kind of like a lot about the value play. So if they can prevent and not take as much damage and then recover somewhat, then I guess that's great for them as well. So 2/2 Rapier Master on turn 2 instead of Lyot, going for the safer play because you're up against Machina and you're going to be dealing with a ton of like tokens that might spin out of hand, and you just want to have that 2/2 option to be able to trade into something.
yeah.
Because now
Technically, they can trade the Lyot, but I guess no one wants to.
no one wants to trade with the Lyot.
My
Yeah.
mercy
Yeah,
becometh
correct.
justice.
Aggressive play.
he
Guess
got
that has to be a trade now. So
Yeah.
I'll make a dignified
so Blum
visit.
kind of like benefiting the extra 2 damage there because he knows he's
Yeah.
definitely gonna come out on top.
Oh man.
So now we have
This is-
Glacier. That's not gonna be played.
This chromatic deal into another Lyot.
Darkness is lit by
Yeah. So now double Lyot's pretty good, right? And then of course you have Hemera on the next turn.
Yeah.
So that's another like churning 2 cards to
Yeah.
be able to do a 2-for-1 trade in a way.
Yeah, but the Stamping Fortress is going to
You
be
are done for.
and
Yeah,
that's going to be
so-
a very large board that unfortunately given the Ivory Sword Dance.
Be gone.
Yeah, this is one of the board that Ivory Sword Dance cannot deal with.
Yeah.
You have Dragonites, you have Apostle of Usurpation. Usurpation can kind of evil and trade into the Stampeding Fortress while taking down one of the assembly droids, but apart from that, it's just a matter of whether Lyot wants to come out and just deal with the assembly droids, or he just have to take another 4 damage. But then he runs into the risk of Aether evoing and making the max
Yeah.
PvE in a way.
Yeah. And there's also the fact that he doesn't have Ivory Sword Dance now also, so it's not like
I mean, he
just
did he did play the Rapier Master turn 2, so that already kind of remove his option of doing the whole Lacia Rapier combo. So that was quite a pity. Like if he had the Rapier here, he could have just do the whole Lacia Rapier, trade Lacia into the Aether, evo the Bane into the 6, and then ping off the rest. So
Yeah, right.
or you could even just evo Lyot, instead of the Bane. But then you have to sacrifice Lacia as a 5/5 into the 6/5. So there's quite a lot of lines of play. Of course now the downside is Apostle of Usurpation is usually pretty good in the mirror, especially when you have extra
Burns
loot.
with pride.
But unfortunately, for Blum, he does not have any loot
Finally,
right now.
an end to
Yeah,
this.
so the Lyot came out hiding, so to speak.
Shutting down.
Yeah.
Shutting
So he
down.
has enough time to finish and to do the test runnings though.
I'll save you all. No
He's
one
going
can
to keep the
pass
6/5
me.
up. Wow. Okay, so he opts to just stay wide. But of course, he I think he kind of forgot that things like Technolot is a thing as well. So we'll see if he gets punished by it.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now it's only 3, so maybe not that bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can do a full clear regardless, right? Like by playing a 2-drop Evo and then
And then Technolot.
and then Technolot. So, but he does waste 6 damage, which is quite a pity. I would feel pretty sad if a 6/5 to trade into one of the 3/2s or even even the 1/2 for that matter, because you're just
Actually,
wasting
yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah, but he will still be in quite
Hammering machine.
pressure, right? For the
Yeah.
turn 60,
It won't be long now.
So it's going to Evo here.
trading with both the Lyots and then use
That's gonna leave a
Technolot to kill off the other 2. I'm guessing.
It has to be the Lyot, right? Why would you trade the higher attack stuff when you got Technolot before?
But I think sometimes it's things that you miss it out at the spur of the moment. When you go back, you're like, oh yeah, that was a
Right. So hopefully he sees
That's
the
gonna
play.
leave a lump.
Ah!
I guess not. Oh, he wants to RNG it.
Just a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's fine. that's
Yeah,
kind of fine. Leisha picked up
It
again.
won't be long now.
Alright, this is a pretty nice turn now, right? I mean,
there
Zeta
in the
can kind
dark.
of just trade 1 for 1. The Reckoning is just gonna,
Mm.
ping off, and then he can get
Will
to
you
push a
Zeta
build.
here or will you like build Reckoning and then summon Lisha?
Yeah, I think the Lisha play will be better. Like Lisha, are you not gonna Lisha? I think Lisha is
I
pretty
think it's
great,
fine.
right? Like you can Lisha, just punch the 2 Liot into face, cover one of the Liots, and then trade the Lisha away. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice. And then you get to have like
There are no match for me.
like you have 1-3-3-1-1-1 and a 2-1. So that's actually pretty alright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and another 1-1 Bane.
I fight in the shadows. The light of
Yeah,
courage will
but-
pierce the darkness. Shine
The other side
forth.
does have the Technolog, so the other side can carry.
Second Technolo. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about like this matchup, right? Like
Yeah.
for Sword, they can always have the good value outcome, and they don't have to rely on like one specific card. It can just be a combination of 2 cards, maybe even a card by itself. But as for the Machina Sword, like the only way that they can kind of like take back momentum is like when they establish something and then play the Technolog to ping. And even for Technolog to be online, they kind of have to like make stuff to begin with so that they can they can have things they to go straight. So
Octrees here.
It all
yeah,
Trying
so
to get,
yeah, hopefully he gets the blade, right?
Yeah, he got the blade.
Alright, that's nice.
So blade and then one of the 2 drops
Submit
and then
yourself to me.
So blade the Bane, right?
yeah, you want to blade the blade. Oh yeah, you can't.
You're not
Does it finish everything?
Yep, it does.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
new mission.
So
No
Zeta gets a
problem.
value trade.
Gonna wipe you out.
Yeah.
That's Beatrice.
I'll take
Gonna
until
keep
I stop.
Taji for the other Leisha combi, so that's pretty nice. Of course, the other subsequent play you could go is of course Dragon Knights, just get depending on what, but
Wasn't
he could
supposed to go
always
like
get
this.
like Vayne and Lancelot and like start shoving 4 damage in first. Uh-oh, another Bane.
I suppose Dragon Knight's coming out here.
Yeah, I guess now you could still do like Vayne Lancelot and fall into the 4 and then keep a 2-5 which goes up into a 5-3. Or you can just play Siegfried and Percival and then you keep a 5-4 Bane Ward. So whichever
Alicia into Victory is also another line of play that you can put 4 damage
Burn to cinder.
into face. But then you sacrifice Alicia.
Dignified exit.
I think he's just saving like Leisha for like a better value trade later on. But because this is gonna be the later turn, right? Like now or never, I mean. And this is always the awkward thing about the sword matchup, right? Like you kind of want to hold out an Evo point for your Latem on 8.
Yeah.
And also either that or you try and like establish a decent board so that when you play Latem, you can swing with your other followers and start getting tokens to do like the procs.
Actually, I think he shouldn't have used the Latem here. He could have like waited the next turn. Cause the later turn, cause whatever he's playing was going to die anyway. But I guess it does add pressure.
It does add pressure now, right? Like so now but Dragon Knight is just gonna kill, right? Like Percival's are gonna be 7, trading it cleanly as well. So
I mean, I was thinking maybe a blazing. Then this turn he used the Latem and the boots.
yeah, I mean that was pretty nice as well. But then again, he's effectively just being able to trade a 8-7 to something and then getting a small 1-1. So I guess that's something to consider about as well. But for this particular turn, of course now that Latem is online for hit hats, Blum of course has to be careful as well.
Siegfried.
So I like this play a lot more because you push more damage, and then Percival still does his job of clearing.
Yeah.
As compared to like you value the one Dragon Knights for like another Siegfried,
Yeah.
which might actually just get traded because of the whole like latent jazz.
Yeah.
So there's Cyber Cannoneers. He might be able to clear this, right? Like with the Cyber Cannoneer every sword dance.
Yeah, he should be able to
Ready
clear.
to launch.
But then he wouldn't be able to survive next turn.
Enemy
But that's the best play he has.
At your service. Shutting down. No
Trade
one
with
gets
the
past
knight.
me.
And then you every sword
Enemy
dance the
identified.
Cyber Cannoneer? Oh no, he does it this
Shutting
way?
down.
Okay.
No one gets past me.
I retreat for now.
Assemble!
No one gets past me. No one gets past me.
I guess he's just trying to sacrifice more stuff so that he can get Blazing Emerald online, right?
Yeah, I'm
Apologies.
guessing maybe that's what he's doing.
Apologies.
Oh,
Excellent
looks like
work.
the. But then Lisha into the TG into the Twilight Blade is going to end this game.
Yep.
And he draws another
Here's the darkness.
another
Twilight
TG.
Forever!
You can count on me, Risha.
Alright. Not every day you get to see Twilight Blade, by the way.
An exemplary battle.
Alright, so but I'm guessing now it's 2-0 for. Oh, is it a 1-1
It is a 1-1. Don't forget
It
the
is a
Dragon
1-1
one.
series.
Yep.
Oh yeah, correct.
Alright, so now is the last best of 3. I realize we'll be having like all the best of 3s through the night today. I think all of them were 2-1s. Anyway, down to
No,
the final
previous
game.
one wasn't a 2-1. It was a 2-0
Alright.
because of the wrong
Okay.
deck.
Okay, yeah, that's that. Alright, so
Yeah.
we're down to the final game.
Which is Machina Sword versus
It's
Holy
Heaven
Lion.
Yep. One of the weird matchups.
Yeah.
Traditionally, from what I hear, a lot of
the
people
pleasure's
always feel
mine.
that Lions
You
beats
must die.
the standard mid-range Lion. I mean the standard mid-range sword, right? But of course, over time, people will beg to differ. They'll be like, no, but if sword is able to establish the whole glacier combo and then get nano out and pre-evo it, then Lion's in trouble and vice versa. So this debate has always been on for quite a while.
Yeah.
But now it's up against Machina Sword, which is I wouldn't really want to say it's the lousier sword, but
It's not the one in people's attention.
yeah, correct. So
Yeah.
we'll see if
Impressive
the Machina Sword is still able to apply pressure, because I guess ultimately if you're able to swarm and go wide, you might be able to win it out. But then again, Zillow Repulse has already shown up in the hand,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be a huge that'll be I won't say a huge tempo swing, but like to some people they hate playing Repulse because it's a tempo loss, because you effectively just play something, do a bot wide, and then you hand it back to the opponent. But I guess if you're able to
Enemy identified.
like
Enemy
drain out
identified.
resources and then have something still stick on the board and play Zillow of Repulse, I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
My sword will live through legend.
Will you go for the value
Legend
trade
will
here
never
though?
die.
Value trade looks pretty nice here, if you ask me.
All right, already. I surrender.
But he decides to like trade 2-2 for
Shutting
2. Alright,
down.
that's fine.
He wants to do something other than Zealot.
Yeah. Personally, I would I would have loved to do the double value trade. So you have like 2 2-1s up and available.
Enemy identified.
History changes.
Right, and then the outcome will be down to what the Machina Sword does, right?
Okay.
So I guess it's the Lion. Yep, Lion turn.
Just where are you looking? Finally, an end to
So he's with the Lion Crystal here. He does.
So this is the important turn. Normally, if you have the Lacia and a 1-drop combo, this is where you do the whole. I drop Lacia, I play the 1-drop, I trade my 1-1 into the 4-5, and then I evolve the 3/3 Bane, I trade the 2/2, and then I come out on top. But now
but
it's
actually this is not bad actually, because
Yeah, it is
Tempting
actually.
Fortress into Fatal Spellbound clear the board.
access.
yeah, and then you go white. But of course, then it just dies to Zero of Repose, and this is the particular play that most Heavencraft player kind of have a love-hate relationship with. And
Yeah.
so what's going to happen? Zilot is just going to come down,
And then you just get down.
and then pass the
Yeah.
initiative back to the opponent. And look at Johan just getting heavily discounted down to 1.
Yeah. But Johan be played now? Maybe not, because there's a probably give rush to.
I guess you have to kill Zilot of Repose no matter, but it feels like spending a evolution point just to kill a 0/1. It's kind of not ideal. He could use Technolog now, because to be very honest, I think as the Lions grow way bigger than the size that you can handle, maybe you might just want to use it. But I guess he just wants to go for Johan right now.
That's gonna leave a lump.
This is a pretty good opportunity for he has to just go white though.
I'm a trader, not a fighter.
So what is he gonna chuck away? Okay, he's gonna ship away the later. I guess that's fine if he has the second copy.
Yeah. And he got an Ether, so he can draw another copy, probably.
Yeah.
Oh wait, if he uses the Ether, he will draw a bit. Oh, he has 3 latents, okay.
Oh, but he has Blazing
yeah.
Lion as well, so
Yeah.
there's the likelihood of him drawing Blazing Lion.
Either way, yes.
But this is a pretty good shape for hit heads now, for the fact that
Yeah.
he can always just do a bot wipe on Technolog,
Yeah.
and then save the evil point, and then do whatever he needs to do with later, maybe with the evil point on it later on.
So White Heart Evolve into Terra.
Allow me to
Yeah.
exhibit my best facet.
Yeah, so that was the second Zilot of Repose, right?
Yeah.
Pretty unfortunate for hit heads to actually have to deal with like 2 Zilots of Repose over the course of the game.
Yeah. But now
Zilot of
11
Repose
things
really
that-
got Zilot really got a lot of value in this matchup.
But
So I
now
guess
11 things has died on the side. So I guess Blazing Lion Emerald is going to be.
So I guess would this be your Cannoneer Aether turn? Or would this be your Cannoneer Technolog turn? I know Technolog is kind of like weird because you're pinging 8 damage into that 2. But at least you get to go white and save the evil point, right? And then the following turn, Blazing Lion comes out along with your evil later, then that might be pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think he only has 11 things to put right now.
Denying access.
Doesn't play a follower this turn, he might not be able to summon Blazing Lion Emerald this turn. But drawing it also is also quite bad.
Yeah. So I guess he's just praying that he has enough things dead so that he can proc Blazing Lion by now, right?
Mm.
That's 11 things dead now.
That's 11 things dead now. If he clears the board, it's 14 things dead. So he won't be poking anything back. But then of course later is the thing. And
Yeah.
once
So
later
is he gonna go for value trade? Yes, he's gonna go for the value trade. That's pretty nice.
Shutting down.
But of course, we have the latent turn now. Pretty easy clear as well. You just slam down latent, trade 2/2, bong the 1, evil the latent, and then bonk 1 again.
It won't be long now.
Hopefully he gets the sequence right.
Yeah.
Okay,
At your service.
Yeah.
ping the 1,
No one gets
trade
past me.
10-9 to the 5-6, ping 1 again. Yep.
Charge!
At your service.
Alright, so things isn't looking good for Plum now, right? Due to the fact that he has not been generating his lions well,
Yeah.
and that he has no temper, hasn't been generating the lion, hasn't really struggled, haven't really gotten back the momentum for this cause of effect.
Training in combat.
So ironically, maybe Machina is actually the not so good deck between the mid range and the Machina, but maybe Machina is just slightly better for the fact that it's a lot more aggressive. Who knows?
Mm.
So Rapier Master, if he slams it down on the 8, he actually gets to have it Bane, warded with the rush, so
Yeah,
that's pretty nice as well.
that's nice. And then you can trade with the
Shuff,
Blazing
yeah,
Lion Emerald.
No
Buff
one
it.
gets past me.
Quite big stats.
Boom goes the cannonball!
It's pretty bad for
No one gets
the
past
Lion.
me.
Yeah.
But it's one thing that I learned, the Bane cards are usually a pain in the butt for Lions. So it just feels so bad that you always have to, you know, evo something into the Bane stuff. But you know, Assault Priest does deal with it, so there is still some glimmer of hope. But then again, no Ward current phase,
Get sacred.
it might just be over.
Dignified exit.
Muscle.
Has to scripture that.
Slamming on this thing
Alright.
sucks!
So some slight momentum gain back. Blazing Emerald is going to come out for the second one.
Yeah. The second is going to
March. Ready.
Oh, but
Oh,
Blazing Fortress top deck!
yeah,
That's enough.
enough.
That's definitely
Then
enough.
Forte Evolve, then Blazing Lion Emerald,
Yeah, and
something.
he was so fortunate that he also had like the 2 max in the hand. If not for that, he wouldn't have had enough.
Yeah, correct.
So Blazing Lion just choose whatever, and then the 6 goes in. Wow! Wow! Oh my god, Ed, our unorthodox lineup actually won.
Enemy
Yeah.
identified.
Right. This is something we would like to
Enemy
quite
identified.
This is something
often.
we like to see in SBO. Yes, please make it more entertaining, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, man. So congrats to Hit Heads, man. Navigating pretty well with the Aggro Dragon, with the Machina Sword, and
Yeah.
comes up on top of this matchup. Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
So we see that those that are not, even decks that are not being played in the meta that much is actually can also pose quite a big threat to the competition as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so with that, we've come to the end of the Seekers Community Tournament Volume 3.
Yeah, so congrats to these decks and also DB Blum for getting second place. I think they'll be getting some vows for their participation. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone gets vows, but yeah.
And
Oh,
of course, not forgetting now with the new community pricing for Battle 5 for Shadowverse,
Yeah.
you actually get a nice emblem as well. Of course, the question is what emblem? I think we have no idea what emblem it is for this week.
I think it's the Master Mage device, right?
I know. I mean, there is a list of emblems to be given out. I'm just not sure what. If finalists can share with us, it'd be great. If not, then we keep our fingers crossed. Stay updated on the Discord channel, the Seekers channel. You can always check out the link, I think, in his channel as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you know, he could link it for you guys. But apart from that, do check out, like, of course, the weekly top 8 deck list is all listed there. You can do your research, see, you know, what works for you, what's not. And we hope to see you guys again. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a nice day. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.